Hello, this is the A-Business show. I am going to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals and what they should do for the upcoming draft and talk about a little bit how I liked what they did this year and what I think and my expectations for what they will do next year. Well, the Bengals they went 10-6 this year. They did good to me. I mean, they at first I didn't know if they was gonna make it because they were 3-5 through the first 8 games of the season, and then the last 8 they went 7-1. It really turned around when they played the Giants and beat them 31-13, and Dalton had that great game where he threw for 4 touchdowns, and that's what turned it all around. And then they they stood up and beat the big boys, as in beating Pittsburgh and Baltimore, but Baltimore kind of don't count because they sat all their players. So, and then what I think they should do for the draft, I think they should draft a running back. I like Monte Ball in the first round. He ran for 1,830 rushing yards and averaged 5.1 yards per carry and 22 rushing touchdowns this season. And he has some nice speed. He ran a 4.5 and a 40-yard dash, even though that's not that much faster as Ben Jarvis, but he still change the pace, and he's a better outside runner than Ben Jarvis is. And Ben Jarvis, he struggles to break runs, so I would take Monte Ball. Also, his career stats are 5,140 rushing yards and 77 rushing touchdowns. Also, if because uh, I think he could be there because not as much teams need running backs like back in the day when there'd be like 10 running backs drafted in the first round. Now it's like rarely, like it barely gets to one drafted in the first round. So I believe he will be there. But also another running back that I really, really, really like the most, Kenyon Barner, the running back with Oregon. Oregon is really a great place for running backs, as in LeGarrette Blunt, LaMichael James, D'Anthony Thomas will probably go high in the draft next year because of his speed and his versatility as a receiver, kick returner, punt returner, running back. Also, because Kenyon Barner, he runs a 4.3 and a 40-yard dash. His season stats are 1,767 rushing yards and 21 rushing touchdowns. His career stats are 3,623 rushing yards and 41 rushing touchdowns. He is the inside runner of Oregon. He can pop outside runner just like D'Anthony Thomas, but D'Anthony Thomas is a little bit smaller. He's mainly outside runner and get an open space runner. But Kenyon Barner can run in between the tackles and has a little bit of nice size and some power a little bit to his frame. So we could really use a running back that has outside speed, demon speed, like outside demon speed and inside speed that can break tackles. Also, another player, our offensive line is decent, but we can do better because they let up 46 sacks on Dalton. And the offensive lineman I'm looking at is Luke Jackal from Texas A&M. He is very athletic and has good footwork and has a lot of strength. Because Andre Smith had a good year, but he's still not as good as he needs to be or should be or was expected to be. And I don't really know. He would be nice to be re-signed, but no lie to me, I think he can really be a backup for real, because he has his good moments and he has a lot of bad moments. So therefore, I don't think he should really come back. I mean, it would be cool if he came back, but I think we can do better by drafting somebody in the first round that can be a lot better than him starting off and career wise through his whole career. And also another offensive lineman is Luke Jackal's fellow teammate Jack Matthews from Texas A&M. He has a lot of the same traits: good footwork, good athletic speed for offensive lineman, and strength. Also, another offensive lineman is Barrett Jones. The best offensive lineman in this draft. To me, I think is the best offensive lineman in any position: tackle, guard, center, right tackle, right guard, left guard. He is a beast. 3 national championships starting at 3 different positions. He is very smart, has a lot of strength, and he needs his his health can be questioned a little bit because he did get hurt. His ankle was hurt through the last few weeks of the season, but I don't think that hurt his draft stock. He's clearly still the best offensive lineman. He's rated number one center, so I believe he would go as a center. But he can really play every position on the line. Also, another offensive lineman is Tyler Lewin from Michigan. He has good footwork and speed, and he is athletic, but he draws a lot of flags by holding and stuff like that. But also, the Bengals have 3 picks in the first 44, in the first 54 of the draft, 2 second rounders and 1 first rounder. So I believe in the second round they have to get a safety, strong safety, because free safety is already good with Reggie Nelson. He can be a Pro Bowl caliber safety if he holds on to those interceptions that he kind of drops. Because when you drop some from slow reaction and stuff like that, or jump the ball kind of real fast, you just drop it and it slips right through your hands. But because Chris Crocker, he played decent, but I think we can do a lot better by drafting somebody. And Taylor Mays, no lie, I do not know if he should even come back, because he is a big disappointment to me. Because coming into the draft in 2010, he ran a 4.31, I believe, but he hasn't been doing that good. His hips are not that good, opening up and stuff like that. And he has a little bit of slow reaction. He's a big hitter, but he's just not good like I thought he was really gonna be. And I don't think he really is gonna develop and get any much better. So I don't think we should bring him back. I thought he was gonna, cause I was thinking when he came in, I was like, if he's not better than Chris Crocker, he'll be just as good. And I'll be okay with that, cause Chris Crocker isn't that bad at moments. But we can do better. We can do better than both of them, than having both of them. I can see Chris Crocker coming back, being a backup, or maybe a starter if they don't get a safety that's worthy enough to be starter at that moment. But I see them getting T.J. McDonald from USC. He can play either safety spot, but we really need him as strong safety. And he covers a lot of he does best in deep coverage as a safety. Um, and he has some good speed, and he's tall. That's nice. And also Alabama's Robert Lester. He would be drafted in the later rounds, like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, but he's still good, better than I think we have, than what we possibly right now have as strong safety. He covers a lot of ground like a center fielder in baseball, and has some good speed and can hit. Everybody in Alabama can hit, so he would be nice in the later rounds if T.J. McDonald or anybody else are gone. But I think the late round gems, like the late round people that would be great, like Vontaze Burfict, how he did amazing this year, and how he probably be starting middle linebacker if we don't bring back Malaluga. Tyrann Mathieu, that's a first round talent, top 10 talent probably, but with the marijuana issues and stuff like that, might not even be drafted. If he's drafted, I expect 6 or 7. I can see New England taking a chance on it, because you know how they kind of take some people that have baggage problems, but not nearly as much as the Bengals, or kind of, I guess you can say, cast offs. But he has good speed, great punt returner, real versatile, punt returner, good kick returner, can tackle real good, can tackle people while they're in open space. Also forces a lot of fumbles, play with good intensity, and is just a beast on the field and can really change. I think he's a game changer. And also the wide receiver / running back from Notre Dame, Theo Reddick. We can use another athletic player on the offensive side of the ball besides Andrew Hawkins, or hopefully Kenyon Barner or Monte Ball, because he can be he can he can give change of pace too, and like wildcat and stuff like that, as in doing punt return, kick return, running back / wide receiver, and do a lot of trick plays and stuff like that. So I would like him, kind of like Mohamed Sanu, because Mohamed Sanu ran a couple of runs this year, but I think he has a build of being like theoretic, has like exactly like even build, like nice build, like perfect build for a receiver, a perfect build to be a running back. He's not like too small or too tall, lanky. He's perfectly got a nice size to do both. And I would like if we got him in the later rounds because we need more athletic players that can just ball out and just do their role like role players. Like Devin Hester, kickoff returner, that's his main role. Even though he plays receiver, everybody cares about him doing that main role. He is that specific weapon. He can be a specific weapon for certain parts of the game, and when we need like a jolt of offense and stuff like that, we just need a big play from a big home run. He can be a home run hitter, and we can really use him. And that's what I think about the draft and about what they did last year. But what I think about next year, they have a good schedule. Um, NFC North and AFC East. Only teams that you wouldn't expect to be there probably the Packers and New England. But I think they think next year can really be a year where they can just really go out there and win their next playoff game. Because I mean, they've been improving the last 2 years, and I believe they're gonna play with a lot of intensity and intensity and be really excited and just go out there and just ball out the whole team. I think for real, I think they can go 13-3, have a real good year. That's what I think. Hopefully that happens. And this is what I think on this episode of the A-Bizz show. Subscribe, A-Bizz, #1, the #1. Subscribe, comment for any questions, and hopefully you like this video.